Fenton, and I'm the costume designer for this production. I like to say that I came into the theater through the eye of a needle because, quite truly, I am nothing more than a person who is a competent home sewer. But I've come to discover through the costuming I've done at Elmwood Playhouse that the creative process is something that I have definitely grown into. When Michael first approached me to costume the show, I read the script several times. And I do that whenever I'm doing a show, because I need to first get the gist of the play, then I have to start delving into each character. And what he discovered is that this show is about Nora's story. It's the continuation of her story. So she has to be in the spotlight. Michael loves to send me suggestions, and he sends it through a rash of photographs. And right now he is into the Gilded Age. So he sent me a wide range of photographs of costume suggestions for the show. I did have to remind him that it's set in a different period. So once that was established, he reminded me that the playwright had also indicated that this particular production should be period, more or less. So that gives me a little latitude. We have a wide collection of costumes in this theater, and many of them I've made for other productions. So I had in my head, before we cast the show, some of the things I could possibly pull. But before doing that, I did some research. I looked at high-level productions of A Doll's House Part 2, starting with Broadway. And what I observed was, they too saw Nora as a spotlight character, and the other characters, their costumes were far more muted, much like our stage set here. Bill did a phenomenal job building it and thinking it all out. So you'll notice that Torvald's costumes are blacks, white, and gray. Emmy's costumes are predominantly gray and white, and she has a slight pop of color. She is a young woman. Anne Marie's costume is traditional with regard to its coloring, but I wanted to bring a small bit of color to her as well. And I don't know if you're aware, but our Anne Marie is also a costume designer. There is absolutely no pressure there. So we talked about what we would like and what we could see, and I gave her a wide range of fabrics to choose from. We both agreed on 2, and then we gave it to Michael to choose the final fabric for her apron. And then I dismantled a table runner to get this hand crocheted piece that's the accent. Now to Nora. I had built a beautiful period costume for a production of The Little Foxes, and I was very proud of it. But the silhouette of the jacket did not fit this time period. So I found that I would have to build yet another jacket, which is not quite finished. But I am building it, and it does have some of the design elements of the 1990s, 1890s. It does have the Gibson sleeves that narrow down, extra cuffs, and there were a lot of embellishments. So this is just the jacket. But my piece de resistance is a blouse I created for this production. I had drawn a sketch of what I wanted this to look like, and I knew it had to be a very distinguishable piece. It had to be a standout. When I was going through our racks upstairs, I discovered a set. It's a camel sole in a jacket set that had some intricately beautiful pieces to it, but would never be used on our stage. So what I did is I used the help of my intern, her name is Siobhan Ryan. She is a rising senior at Nyack High School, and I asked her to kindly dismantle all of those pieces for me as best she could, keeping the integrity and the line of the grain, and she did a magnificent job. So then I took each individual piece, and I knew that I wanted to use this embroidered work on the front and as chevrons on the bodice. And I also wanted to incorporate the sleeves in the same way. But the sleeves of the 1890s are very puffy. So I had to line up the grain, and enlarge the piece of fabric using other pieces and stitch them together. Then I added elements of the camisole. I pin tucked some of the lightweight fabric and put it together as a piece and then cut the sleeve. The missing piece was the anchor, was the actual bodice itself. And I dreaded going to a store with fabric that I'm not really fond of. And someone came to my attention. They were getting rid of some of the mother's fabric. And I kind of, said a prayer and said, I hope that what I needed was there. Well, it was. This beautiful piece of purple silk in just the amount I needed to create the bodice. So then I just went to town. And I'm extraordinarily pleased, and I think this will be something that is memorable in Elmwood costume history, and I'm very proud of it. I'm very excited about this show. I think you're going to enjoy it. Come out and see A Doll's House 2. Thank you.